Answering service? This is Martin Johnson. Any calls for me? Yes, I know. I got back a day sooner than I expected. No calls? Did Mrs. Johnson leave any word where she could be reached? Oh, Dante's Inferno. Thank you.
Dante's Inferno. Yeah, he's here. Willie, for you.
Hello.
This is Lieutenant Bracken, Willie.
Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
Would Mr. Martin Johnson and his wife Alice be regular customers at your place?
The Johnsons? Sure.
Well, tell me this, Willie. Would Mrs. Alice Johnson be there now?
Well, I don't know. I'll see. Yeah, she's here.
I thought she would be.
Want to talk to her?
Yes, but in person, not on the phone. I want you to do me a favor, Willie.
Such as?
I want you to drive her home.
Me? Why?
Because I want to talk to you, too.
Whatever for?
Because I'm at Mrs. Johnson's apartment. Because there's been a burglary. Because her husband's unconscious. Enough becauses?
Well, you're still one short, Lieutenant. What's all this got to do with me?
That's what you're going to tell me. Now, you going to bring her over here, or shall I send a squad car for you?
You just talked me into it.
Trouble, Willie?
I don't know. It sounds like it. I'm going to have to go out for a while.
But I thought you were going to have dinner with me.
So did I.
I'm hungry.
Here. Nibble on this until I get back. Miss Johnson.
McGraw, Mrs. Johnson will give you a list of the things that were stolen.
Lieutenant, if it's not asking too much, would you mind telling me what I'm doing here?
You're doing me a favor, saving me the trouble of seeing you tomorrow.
I didn't know we had a date.
You keep up with the news, Willie?
Look, I know the world's in a mess, but you can't blame that on me.
Not the world, Willie. Let's keep it simple. Like burglary. Like this burglary, for instance. I got the call. I come over here and investigate it. Except for that man being hurt, it follows the same pattern as 4 others my department has handled this month.
Okay, so put some more men on the job.
We make do, Willie. You know, when I got here tonight, I knew Mrs. Johnson was at your place. There's a couple of 100 other places she could have been. But I called Dante's Inferno. Now, why did I do that?
Her husband told you.
He was out cold.
Maybe he talks in his sleep.
No, this is the 5th job that's been pulled this way. No sign of forcible entry, no fingerprints. Nobody saw anybody come or go. Now, what else did they have in common? All 4 of the other victims were out in the town. Guess where?
Dante's Inferno, by coincidence.
Once by coincidence, twice by coincidence, but 3, 4, 5 times? Now tell me, Willie, you don't still think that's coincidence?
I understand it has a long arm.
So has the law.
You making any charges?
I'd love to.
Except for one thing. The DA told you to back up that coincidence with a little proof.
Not funny, Willie. I'll get the proof.
If you do, it'll be homemade. Good night, Lieutenant, and bad luck.
I hate to go on record as agreeing with the police. But it does seem that coincidence has been stretched beyond belief in this case. Well, maybe they're setting us up for an extortion bite. You know, one night the guys come in and say, all right, pay up or we're going to keep on robbing your customers.
Could be, but I don't think so. Every burglary has taken place while one of our customers is sitting right here in the Inferno. It's as though someone here was putting the finger on him.
But if that someone worked here in the club...
An outside accomplice, naturally. One picks the victims and the outside man does the stealing. It could be anyone.
Oh, there's more to it than that. There are no busted locks or jimmied windows. The burglar walks in like he had all the time in the world.
In other words, he knows exactly when to break in and just how long to stay.
Right. Because someone here is keeping an eye on the victim.
Well, maybe we could find out who's fencing this stuff.
Well, none of it's showing up, according to the papers. They're either letting the goods pile up or they're fencing it off in pieces out of town. But it's worth the old school try.
Reviewing the employees?
No, the customers. Now, let's see. Who down there looks like they're ripe for a burglary? Mr. and Mrs. Wentworth? The Reese sisters and their guests?
And there's the rich Mrs. Carlyle, who's always boasting about her antiques and paintings.
Mm-hmm. In other words, all or anybody.
Willie, I just got it from a reliable source. Nobody in town is handling the goods stolen by the guy we want.
Mm-hmm. It's not getting any easier.
Hello. I just wanted you to know that I'm leaving to get something to eat.
I promised you supper. Now, if you don't behave yourself, you might have to wait until breakfast. Eyes and ears wide open now. If one of the help picks up the telephone, I want to know what it's about.
Now?
Now.
Yes, but a little higher, please. Yes, well, still higher. What do you think, Biff?
A little higher.
Higher?
Well, from my point of view, you see, when people buy cigarettes from you, they see you going as well as coming.
Oh.
Well, Biff?
Yeah.
Well, I'd better check myself. Oh, yes, definitely.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Willie.
Oh, we were busy.
So I noticed.
Yes, well, this is Gail Meadows.
She's taking Kathy's place for a few weeks.
She's visiting her sick mother.
We just want to see if she can fill Kathy's shoes.
Shoes?
Well, among other things.
Do I, Mr. Dante?
In more ways than one, honey.
Oh, then I get the job temporarily?
Oh, well, I'd say so if there are no objections.
Oh, no, no.
You're in, honey.
Well, then if you'll show me where the dressing room is, I'll try on Kathy's costume.
Allow me.
Hold it. I talked to her first.
You'll both stay here and check the reservation books. I want to find out if all those robbery victims had reservations at the Inferno the night they were robbed. Or would you rather have the police hanging around here all the time?
I'm allergic to them.
We'll check the books.
The dressing room is this away.
Thank you.
Let's be good losers.
Here's your uniform.
No wonder they said higher.
Well, compared to a bathing suit, it should cover you like an overcoat, if you want to look at it that way.
Do you look at it that way?
Not during business hours, Miss Meadows. Wear it in good health.
Thank you. Oh, Miss West, you looking for a table?
No, I'm looking for Willie.
I'll find it for you.
Never mind, I'll find him.
of cigarettes, Mr. Dante?
You already gave me one pack tonight, Gail.
Besides, he's not that heavy a smoker.
Hello, Sandra.
New girl in town?
Oh, Sandra West, this is Gail Meadows. She's filling in for Kathy.
Yeah, filling in.
Don't you mean spilling out?
Cigars, cigarettes, nail files.
Believe me, Willie, it's the costumes. Competition's unfair.
Well, if you want to start even, there's an extra costume up in the dressing room.
All right, Beth.
I was just trying to help.
Thanks a lot.
Besides, there's nothing wrong with what she's wearing. Look at the jewelry. And how about the size of those rocks?
Thank you, Beth.
And you're smart to be wearing them, you know. It ain't safe to leave them home when you come down here.
What?
Biff, we're going to have to measure that mouth of yours for a zipper.
I'm sorry.
What's he talking about?
Forget it, Sandra.
But why wouldn't my things be safe at home if I come here?
They are safe, honey. It's just that the police have an idea there's some connection between the Inferno and that cat burglar.
Is there?
You know better than to ask a question like that.
Why, you got more ice than what you're wearing?
Oh, I'm not wearing these. They're at home.
You mean those things are paste?
Well, of course, the real ones are in my apartment.
Oh.
I don't get it. If those look as good as the real thing, then why bother buying the real thing?
Well, if things get slow, you can hawk the real thing.
Come on, Sandra.
Where are we going?
To your apartment and count your treasure.
But you just said that
I know what I just said.
you don't believe it.
Well, of course I do. I just want to prove it to myself.
You think the cops could be right?
You know, Biff, there have been times when they were.
You know, Willie, I never thought I'd hear you say anything like that.
I forgot.
The key?
It's in my car on your parking lot.
Well, doesn't the manager of the building have a key?
I suppose so, but do we have to disturb him and make a big thing about it?
No, I guess not. Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Somebody's in there.
You sure?
I'm going to make sure.
Willie! Willie.
Oh,
Did he hurt you?
only on the head.
Here, let me help you.
It's all right, dear. I'll manage. Boy. Key.
Must have fallen out of his pocket. You tore it off.
Mm-hmm. For your apartment?
Can't be.
Why can't it?
Because I've only got one key, and that's in my car on your parking lot.
Maybe. Fitz, you better check your bedroom and see what he got.
My jewels.
Dante's Inferno, reservations.
Well, this is Willie Dante. Who's this?
Oh, Gail, Mr. Dante.
Where's Stu?
Well, he's parking cars.
Parking. What happened?
We don't know. The attendant got a phone call about 5 or 10 minutes ago and then just disappeared.
That figures. Now, listen to me, Gail. Underneath the reservation desk, there's a payroll book, right-hand drawer.
Just a minute. Yeah, I've got it.
All right. Look for the name Charlie Hunt. That's the kid who parked cars.
Yeah, I see it.
What's the home address?
412 Mission Road.
Okay. Now, after you hang up, find Stu and tell him to get the gun out of my desk.
Gun?
That's right, G-U-N, gun. And have him bring it to that address. What was it again?
412 Mission Road.
412 Mission Road. Okay, honey, thank you. What are you doing here?
I brought your gun.
What happened to Stu?
Well, things were so goofed up with no parking attendant that I thought I could help.
It'd be a lot more help if you do what you were told.
Well, I thought everybody that worked at the club was part of the team, you know.
Yeah, sure. Well, rah, rah, rah. Now, why don't you get yourself a cab and go on back to the club?
Are you going to break it down?
You still here?
Sorry, it was just an idea. Why don't you try the superintendent's door? He's probably got a key.
Well, what makes you think that he'd want to help me?
Well, fake it. It's worth a try.
Hey, 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 hey! What do you want here?
We're looking for Charlie Hunt.
That's his apartment.
Yeah, I know, but he's not in. We're supposed to meet him here.
Okay, wait. But don't make any noise.
Well, you see, the young lady's not feeling too well, and I thought maybe we could go inside and wait.
Well, you could if you had a key.
Well, we don't. I was hoping maybe you had one.
I've got a key, but not for everybody that walks in off the street.
This is official police business. Open that door.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Now, she didn't mean police. She's a little confused.
She may be confused, but I'm not. Now, the two of you better get out of here or I'll call a cop.
You don't have to call one. Police Sergeant Gail Meadows. Charles Hunt is suspected of burglary. Do you want to open that door, or do you want to be listed as an accessory?
Look, I know nothing about the people who rent these apartments. As long as they have the cash in their hand, that's all I'm interested in. In the first place, why did she tell me she was a cop? I don't know nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I want to talk to you. Policewoman, huh?
That's right. Lieutenant Bracken assigned me to your club to see if you were tied to those burglaries.
What happened to Kathy?
I'm afraid we had to scare her a little. After all, how did she know you're still not a lawbreaker?
What do you mean, still?
Well, according to Lieutenant Bracken.
He reads my publicity. You know, I'm not crazy about this cloak and dagger routine the two of you cooked up.
Do you want to file a complaint now? Or do you want to search this apartment? Not exactly a palace.
Yeah. Well, I didn't pay him a fortune, but he could have afforded better than this.
Suitcase. Clothes. You think he's coming back?
There's some good reasons why he should.
Hey, Dante, look at this.
That's quite a few thousand in furs.
I think he'll be back.
I know he will.
This boy's really a collector.
Not him as much as his partner. Look at these.
Wax impressions of keys.
Mm-hmm. The open sesame that got him all this stuff.
Well, where did they get the impressions?
I'd say that my loyal employee parked our customers' cars, then took wax impressions of the keys from their keychains, and he tagged each impression with the owner's name, and then he got the address from the registration.
The keys are duplicates from the wax impressions.
Sure. And all he had to do when the customer came back to the Inferno was call his partner, and his partner walked into a place like he owned it.
Clever. This will be a new one for the books.
Yeah.
I step away from there. You too, sister. Move!
Don't forget the furs.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to. You know, if that kid Hunt had the guts to come back here after I talked to him, it'd be different. As it is, I gotta travel light and fast.
Cops will grab you before you get out of town.
You ain't gonna call cops, Danny. Not if you want to hear from this doll again. You know, and judging by the looks of her, I'd say you do.
Please!
Hey, baby. You're coming along with me for company, if nothing else.
Hey, you and I could make a pretty great team.
Is that a proposal?
No, just a comment. Well, we better call the police.
You're forgetting, Mr. Dante. I am the police.
Well, in that costume, who can remember? nice, Stu.
A cop. Boy, I'd have never believed it.
You should have seen the way she tossed that guy around.
And you're going out with her.
It's a risky business, Willie.
Not for me. I'm on her side.
A cop. I was never picked up by a woman policeman.
Well, don't bemoan your fate, Biff. I was arrested by a policewoman once.
And?
She looked like a wrestler, up to and including the beard.
Besides, she could wrestle.
Yeah, I still got a crick in my neck from the time she put the half Nelson on me. Willie, if I were you, I'd think twice before going out with a female of the law.
Think of Gail, and then tell me if you'd think twice.
I wouldn't have to think twice. I wouldn't even have to think once. Uh-oh, looks like a pinch.
Here I am, Willie. Sorry about the uniform, but I just got off duty. Will you drive me home while I change?
Of course. Okay, fellas, take care of things. I'll see you around.
Have fun, Willie.
Thank you.
Stu, I wonder what it's like to kiss a cop.